There is a legend circulating through Korean high schools. On the school anniversary, if you play hide-and-seek with a ghost and win, you can get the answers to the college entrance exam. But if you lose, you become the next ghost. Congratulations! With your phone still at 80%, you just found the mind-bending horror film Stem Cell Girl and School Ghost Stories. Friendly warning: this movie stays intense from beginning to end, so you should definitely tag that unlucky friend and watch it together. The story takes place at an ordinary girls' high school. Every November, this girls' high school celebrates its anniversary. On this day, 3 senior students from the film club are shooting a video for their school on the basketball court. They are Ji-yeon, who acts as the director, Hyun-jong, the camera woman, and Eun-byeol, the actress. They have already been filming for a week, but still have not edited together a finished video. And with the school anniversary getting closer, Ji-yeon becomes extremely anxious. She thinks Eun-byeol's acting is just too bad, but the more anxious she gets, the easier it is to make mistakes. Just then, the school bell rings. The girls can only come back to the basketball court at the same time tomorrow to keep filming. The scene shifts to the classroom. The teacher hands out the mock exam scores. The moment Ji-yeon sees her results, she nearly breaks down. She has failed all 3 subjects. The cruel reality makes her realize that her dream university is completely out of reach. If she cannot even get into a good university, how can she ever become a director? Just as Ji-yeon falls into despair, she accidentally discovers an old videotape inside a cabinet in the school's outdated studio. The label reads, 1998 School Anniversary, Ghost Hide-and-Seek. Driven by curiosity, Ji-yeon plays the tape. In the footage, the senior girls from decades ago seem to be performing some strange ritual. They cut off pieces of their own hair and fingernails, then stuff them into a cloth doll they prepared in advance. They then give the doll a ridiculously old-fashioned name, Mal-suk. After all 3 of them call out his name, they stab the doll directly with scissors and fully submerge it in water. After that, all of them hold salt water in their mouths and scatter to hide. At that moment, the atmosphere inside the school becomes disturbingly strange. No matter where they go, the girls always seem to return to the starting point. Even stranger, at some point, 3 nooses have appeared hanging at the classroom door. It is as if they are hinting that the 3 girls will hang themselves. Suddenly, the 3 girls all see a dark figure at the same time. Terrified, they immediately run downstairs, and their piercing screams echo through the school building. Seeing this, Ji-yeon only thinks it is a prank. She quickly turns off the TV and leaves. But from this moment on, her life is completely dragged into the abyss of the curse. That night, Ji-yeon begins having nightmares over and over again. The scenes from the videotape keep flashing through her mind. Because of this, over the next few days, Ji-yeon's mental state becomes terrible. She cannot find the energy to do anything. She feels exhausted, as if something heavy is weighing on her body. Even while filming the video, she keeps losing focus, and from time to time, that female ghost still appears to scare Ji-yeon. Ji-yeon is pushed to the point where she has no choice. To understand the legend, she goes to the school archive room and finds the records of the 3 senior girls in the video. Those 3 girls were the perfect score geniuses on the 1999 college entrance exam. Back then, the incident shocked the entire education world, because the 3 of them went from the bottom of the class to number 1 in just one night. To find out the truth behind what happened, Ji-yeon follows the records and finds one of the senior girls. But the senior girl seems to have known all along that Ji-yeon would come.
그 테이프를 보셨다고.
네.
어디부터 말씀을 드려야 할지. 우리 학교에는 전설이 있었어요.
전설이요?
She says this videotape is a cursed contract medium. Anyone who watches it must take part in the ghost hide-and-seek on the school anniversary. Back then, they only did it because they had watched the videotape left behind by their own seniors, because their agreement with the female ghost required them to leave behind their own videotape and wait for the next group of younger students to watch it and play the game. If they refused to play, The ghost would haunt them until death. The three of them survived until dawn by hiding with salt water in their mouths, becoming the only group to receive the college entrance exam answers. But after 1999, the school never produced another perfect scorer again. That means every participant afterward lost. The game completely vanished from the world, and even the memories of it were erased. Hearing this, Ji-yeon asks why she later became a nun. She thought the hide-and-seek game might have caused some kind of after effect, but the senior girl frankly admits that it was because she felt she had committed a sin, so she left the world behind and became a nun. After that, the senior girl gives Ji-yeon a handwritten guide. Inside are the only survival rules. She also reminds Ji-yeon that she must keep salt water in her mouth while she is at it. She even tries to sell Ji-yeon a set of temple prayer beads, telling her to buy a strand and wear it for protection. After returning to school, Ji-yeon tells her two classmates everything, but clearly, they do not believe her at all, and both say they want to leave. The next day, because Hyunjong's grades are terrible, the teacher calls her to the office and scolds her, and after Eun-bil sees her monthly exam scores, she also becomes extremely discouraged. The mood around both girls turns heavy and suffocating. With grades like these, they have no chance of getting into university, so without planning it, both of them think of the videotape Ji-yeon mentioned. On one side is a shortcut to turn their college entrance exam fate around. On the other side is a curse where life and death are uncertain. At this point, both girls have reached a dead end and have no choice. That night, they secretly play the videotape in the classroom. At that exact moment, Ji-yeon walks in and sees the two of them watching the tape. She immediately rushes forward and turns off the TV, but it is already too late.
안 봤다고 말해.
이미 5번 돌려봤어.
선배님 앵글감이 좋으시다. 역시 고전인가?
개쩌는데?
너희 이제 귀신이 따라다닐 거야.
얘, 너 너무 과몰입했다.
The two girls still do not take it seriously. What they do not know is that after they walk down the stairs, a ghost quietly sticks out its head and watches them. Soon, there are only 2 days left before the school anniversary. Hyunjong begins showing signs of mental confusion. She feels like the female ghost is always beside her, watching her. Eun-bil is so frightened that she is sent straight to the nurse's office. She is a short video creator who loves filming everything she does and recording her daily life. As soon as the school nurse leaves, she gets up and starts filming again. But when the camera turns, she sees the ghostly figure through her phone screen. Yet when she looks back, there is no one there. After this happens again and again, Eun-bil finally starts to feel scared. So the three girls gather together and begin discussing what is happening. Ji-yeon says that according to the rumor, this school used to be a cemetery. Whenever the day for visiting graves came around, ghosts would come out and cause trouble, but Eun-bil says this place used to be a psychiatric hospital. Someone went insane and wiped out everyone inside the hospital. All of this is only hearsay. The reality right now is that the three of them have already been targeted. They have no choice but to play this hide-and-seek game. But with only the three of them and their level of intelligence, there is no way they can win. So Hyunjong recommends a younger student 1 grade below them. Her name is Minju, the only member of the school's religious club. She is skilled in talismans and religious rituals, and she has always kept to herself. But unexpectedly, after hearing why they came, Minju agrees without even thinking, because she has been bullied at school for a long time and isolated by her entire class. When the three girls come to her for help, it is the first time Minju feels that someone sees her as a friend. For this rare warmth, she is willing to gamble her life. So the four of them begin preparing the materials needed for the ritual according to the guide. At midnight, the four girls finish preparing the items and begin the ritual.
이제 숨바꼭질에 참여하는 사람들의 이름을 2번씩 말해야 합니다. 내 이름은 민주, 내 이름은 민주. 이런 식으로요. 내 이름은 조또마떼.
왜?
그 전에 인형의 이름을 정해줘야 합니다.
맞네. 테이프에서도 봤어. 박말숙인가 뭐라 했는데.
박말수? 존나 구려.
그럼 뭐가 좋을까?
윌리 민키?
윌리 민키? 그게 너 굴인데?
남자 관계가 복잡해 보입니다.
왜? 뭔데?
내 데뷔 활동명.
내 이름은 지연. 내 이름은 지연.
내 이름은 현정. 내 이름은 현정.
내 이름은 은별. 내 이름은 은별.
내 이름은 민주. 내 이름은 민주.
네 이름은 윌리 민키. 네 이름은 윌리 민키.
술래는 밀리미키. 술래는 밀리미키.
Then each of them takes a mouthful of salt water. Just like that, the hide-and-seek game with the ghost officially begins. Ji-yeon and Hyun-jong hide inside a classroom. Min-ju and Eun-byeol hide under the piano in the performance hall. The salt water seals their mouths, and they do not dare to make a sound. On Ji-yeon's side, they suddenly hear a cursed ringing sound coming from the speaker system. They heard this sound before in the videotape. The two girls are so scared that they spit out the salt water. Right after that, they see on the TV that the female ghost is standing on top of the piano. But on Eun-byeol and Min-ju's side, they are not that scared. Watching the female ghost's hair slowly drop down, Min-ju picks up a pair of scissors and cuts off a lock of it. When Ji-yeon and Hyun-jong arrive, they scare the other two so badly that they swallow their salt water. All four girls have completely lost the protection of the salt water. The game instantly enters death mode. Only now do they realize how terrifying the game really is. They decide that the first thing they should do is try to pause the game. So the girls panic and rush to the restroom, trying to sprinkle salt and stop the game. But no matter how Min-ju scatters the salt, the bell continues to echo. All of their phones lose signal. Only then do they discover that Min-ju bought low-sodium salt. The sodium chloride content is not enough, so it cannot break the curse at all. The four girls have no other choice but to run downstairs with all their strength. But no matter how they run, they seem to keep circling in the same place. At that moment, they realize Eun-byeol has disappeared, so they run downstairs to search for her. But after searching for a long time, they still cannot find Eun-byeol. Then they remember that they can go to the school cafeteria to get salt. So the three girls cautiously enter the cafeteria kitchen and start digging through cabinets. But unexpectedly, every cabinet here has been locked by the cook. Hyun-jong finally manages to open one unlocked cabinet, but she never expects the female ghost to be hiding inside, waiting to ambush her. Luckily, Hyun-jong usually exercises a lot. She uses all her strength to press the cabinet door shut. But strangely, they cannot find even a single grain of salt in the kitchen, so Ji-yeon and Min-ju decide to check the chemistry lab. Meanwhile, Hyun-jong's cabinet soon becomes quiet, but in the next second, she actually hears Eun-byeol's voice coming from inside. When Hyun-jong opens it to look, she is instantly dragged in by the female ghost. On the other side, Eun-byeol is hiding alone inside the teacher's office, and she still does not forget to film a short video. Suddenly, she hears Hyun-jong calling her name. At this moment, she still does not know that Hyun-jong has already been taken by the ghost.
여기는 없네.
존나 웃겨. 낮에 빠진 기분이 어떠신지 한 말씀 부탁드립니다. 아메바 씨.
Meanwhile, Ji-yeon and Min-ju still cannot find any salt. It seems all the salt in the school has already been hidden by the ghost. Just then, they run into Eun-byeol. Eun-byeol tells them that Hyun-jong has already been controlled by the ghost. At this moment, Min-ju notices four nooses appearing out of nowhere in the hallway. This is the ghost mocking them. They have to split up and hide. As long as one of them is not caught by the ghost, the game will not count as their loss. Right now, the most urgent thing is to find calcium chloride as quickly as possible. When they pass by Min-ju's classroom, they plan to rest for a moment before leaving, but Hyun-jong is shocked to discover on the wall that the class photo album is filled entirely with pictures of Min-ju alone.
왜?
이거 봐.
왜 다 민주지?
그리고 여기 봐봐.
왜 빨간색으로?
가만히 생각해보면 이상하지 않아?
뭐가?
혼자 버려진 종교부에 있던 것도, 이 숨바꼭질 연기에 참여한 것도, 그리고 소금을 잘못 가지고 온 것도 민주야.
2학년 2반. 98년도 테이프에도 2학년 2반이 나왔어.
At this moment, both girls are already covered in chills. When they look at Minju, they become guarded and run back into the hallway while shouting, but as soon as they reach the hallway, they see the female ghost manually adjusting the nooses. They have no time to think and keep running. Minju also follows from behind. Luckily, the storage room is right ahead, but because they are not skilled enough, they grab the calcium chloride and throw it directly at Minju standing at the door. Yet nothing happens to her at all. She even starts crying in hurt and frustration. It turns out all those photos in the classroom were just pranks set up by her bullies. Now that Ji-yeon and the others are treating her sincerely, Minju feels for the first time that she has real friends at school. So even though she is only a second-year student and does not need to take the college entrance exam yet, she still joins this game without hesitation for the sake of her friends. Seeing the calcium chloride on Minju's head, the two girls take her to the restroom to wash her face. Out of guilt, Eunbile gives Minju the rosary she carries with her, but in the next second, Eunbile's stomach starts hurting. She tells Minju to go outside first and wait with Ji-yeon. Unexpectedly, the ghost appears again, scaring her into screaming loudly. When the two girls outside hear the noise, they immediately go in to check. Seeing that Eunbile is about to be dragged away by the female ghost, Ji-yeon rushes forward and throws a handful of calcium chloride at the ghost's hair. But when they open the door, Eunbile has already been flushed away through the toilet. It looks like calcium chloride does not work on the female ghost either. Just then, Ji-yeon smells something strange. In the end, she realizes it is the smell of sweat coming from Minju. A sudden idea hits her. She takes off Minju's scarf and says they can extract salt from her sweat. So the two of them immediately rush to the laboratory. While waiting, Ji-yeon notices the rosary Eunbile gave to Minju. Then she also gives her own Buddhist prayer beads to Minju. But not long after, a strange sound comes from outside the door.
은별이야?
문 좀 열어줘. 나 너무 추워.
은별아.
우리 얘기 좀 해. 나 너무 추워.
은별아.
열어줘. 지연아.
안 속아.
이게 뭐야?
Just like that, Ji-yeon is also taken away. After losing her friends one after another, Minju collapses to her knees and cries in despair. Since childhood, she has been ignored by her parents. At school, she has been bullied by her classmates. The religious club is her only refuge. Ji-yeon and the other two are the first people who ever reached out to her. This warmth is the only light in her dark youth. At the moment of despair, a miracle arrives. The Catholic rosary left behind by Eunbile and the Buddhist prayer beads given by Ji-yeon both release a golden light. The power of the Virgin Mary and the Buddha intertwines, instantly awakening Minju's courage. This girl, who has been bullied for years and was once weak and timid, finally awakens. She is no longer afraid of ghosts. She rushes out of the classroom and turns the tables, chasing the ghost and attacking it. She slaps the ghost again and again, releasing all her grievance, fear, and anger, all the patience she endured in daily life, the pain of losing her friends, and her longing for warmth transform in this moment into endless fighting power. The once terrifying ghost is beaten back again and again, wailing in misery. Just as Minju is locked in battle with the ghost, the sky begins to turn pale. The cry of a rooster cuts through the night. Dawn has arrived. The game is won. The ghost returns Jiyeon, Eun-bil, and Hyunjong. All 4 girls are safe and unharmed. On the classroom desk lies a note. It is the promised perfect score answer sheet for the college entrance exam. But Minju is only a second-year student, so she does not need the answers at all. She never joined the game for grades.
저희는 졸업해도 민주가 남아서 우리가 찍은 비디오 편집할 거예요. 그렇지, 민주야? 깜짝이야.
At the end of the film, Jiyeon, Hyunjong, and Eun-bil use the exam answers to get into their dream universities, completely escaping their fate at the bottom. Minju is no longer bullied. She gains true friendship and becomes cheerful and confident. Minju turns the 4 girls' experience into a new videotape, but this time, it is no longer a curse being passed on. It becomes a promise of protection. On the school anniversary the next year, the ghost prepares to welcome new players, but then it sees Minju walking toward it with every student in the school, and that is where the film ends. In truth, the victory in this game was never about defeating a ghost. It was about overcoming the cowardice and impatience inside them, letting their dark youth finally welcome its own light.